Hello, hello, chat. Welcome, welcome. We start the stream now. Hey, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Happy Mother's Day. Uh, Hope everybody's having a good Sunday, whatever the time is for you all. I'm super excited. We have some spicy choices today. I asked on YouTube and on Twitter for some spice, and I also went back to my old catalog of decks that I haven't played on Commander Clash yet, and found some cool things over there too. So welcome everybody. Thanks for joining. Will Exodus take second place yet again? I took Exodus off the list actually this time. Oh, no audio. No audio. Hopefully you can hear me. Audio should be there. Can anybody hear me? Doo doo. Okay, audio is good. Okay, good. No worries, no worries. All right, hello. Hey, John. Hey, Alex. Hey, Silkus. Hey, Pablo. Hey, CML. Hey, Necropolis. How's it going? Hoping for some Jeskai action. Sorry to disappoint. I got some options here, but none of them are Jeskai. I picked some ones that I consider kind of spicy. I'm gonna make this a little bit bigger though. Stop trying to make Hamza happen. I mean, Hamza's more for me. The rest is for some other people. Yeah. Belporca Spirit Tribal of Quintus, the bestest elephant. I think that fits kind of well actually. Getting tribal to rival Chandra tribal. Let's go. Yeah. So I'm gonna let people come into the stream before we open up voting. But for people who are already here, hello. Every Sunday, or most Sundays, I should say, we try to do a backseat brew, where the concept is I suggest 4 options that I have chosen based on either my personal preference or people have suggested to me. But I'm hyped for all 4 of these. That's like the major criteria, because if we brew something that I'm not hyped for, it's not going to be good. So I'm hyped for all 4 of these options. I will give you a quick, like super quick, 1-2 minutes on each option, why I think it's a cool option that you should vote on. Then, about in 10 minutes or so, we're going to open up the polls. I'm going to set up a straw poll, and you get to choose, based on these 4 options, which you would like to see brewed live on stream today. Then we brew it together. So that's kind of like the perk of joining these streams live, is you get to decide what this content is actually about. So we got 4 options here. I'm going to open up the straw poll in about 10 minutes, and then we'll keep the poll open for another 10 minutes. And based on that, we will decide what we're going to be brewing today. And then after that, I'm not going to do a whole poll for it, but we get to choose our budget on it, except for one. One of them is going to be no budget, because I don't want to deal with super friends and budget outside of like very specific situations. So this is going to be a no budget option. The rest of them are going to have some sort of budget. You get to choose what you want. Any of these 3 can be done on $25 to $200 budget, no problemo. I don't think mono white super friends will be very good. Well, Gavin, I hope I can prove you wrong, that it is going to be pretty good. If it gets chosen. If it doesn't get chosen, then there will be no proving anything. Maybe I'll do it on a Commander Clash or something like that. Well, Borca Borosheim. Where's Mir Tribal Tomer? There's like 3 Mir Tribal payoff cards. I don't find that particularly interesting. I find them interesting only in like tribal where you can kind of shove the mere tribal goodness amongst the other tribal support cards. So stream starts on time. What do you in store? Yeah, I'm trying to get better on that. I'm trying to get better. I got a lot of hassling if I'm 1 to 2 minutes late, so I'm trying to get it right on time. I thought Hamza got dumpstered. Hamza did get dumpstered, but I really like Hamza, so I put Hamza back. At the end of the day, I have to pick. I put the options based on what I want to build, and then you get to choose based on those options. So I gotta be hyped for them, and Hamza I'm still hyped for. Yeah, hearing about EDH Rec Jana's mono white super friend troubles has not been hardening. Well, I mean, hopefully I can give it a good spin. I promise you, that if you pick mono white super friends, it's gonna be a coherent and good deck. I give you my brewer's pledge. I don't make bad decks. I mean, I do make bad decks, but generally speaking, I don't make bad decks. I'm a bad player, chat. You know I'm a bad player. But I consider, like, if I have to toot my own horn on anything that I do content-wise, it's make good decks. So I promise you, if you pick mono white super friends, it's going to be good. It won't be the best. Obviously, there are some inherent disadvantages there. Won't be the best, but it will be pretty good. People also said Chandra Tribe was going to be terrible too. I think my Chandra Tribal deck was pretty good. So that's enough tooting my own horn. Second for the 5-ticket brews. Oh, once Wizard of the Coast puts on cards. Oh yeah, we should do a 5-ticket brew sometime, huh? I'll put that as an option. How about that? How about instead of a $25 option, we'll do a 5-ticket option, okay? 5 tickets hopping. That'll be the low base. Zavala was my first commander. Zavala is very powerful. I just haven't gotten back to her in a very long time. I've never seen Tomer punt again ever. Can't be a bad player. As have you watched any of my games? You better play Hedron Archive. I will not. Chandra Tribe was sweet. Chandra was fire. Yeah, Chandra deck was good. It was a good deck. And I played every single legal Chandra card too, which is cool. All right, so we're 6 minutes in, so we're gonna open up the polls in like 5 or so more minutes. I'm gonna just double check that we are posting on Twitter and all that stuff. All right, we're live. The broadcast is good. We're all good. We're all golden. Nice. Is there a link to vote? Yes. So in the video description, you can find a document link to these, but I haven't posted the straw poll yet. I haven't built the straw poll yet because I want to wait until we start with 0 people in the stream, and slowly people trickle in. So I'm gonna give it a couple more minutes, and then I'm gonna open up the polls. So for people who just joined, hello, welcome to Backseat Brewing. We're going to brew one of these 4 options, and you get to choose which of these 4 options you would like to see brewed. We're gonna put a poll, and you get to choose, and then we're just gonna quickly figure out the budget. I'm not gonna put a poll for that. And the way I brew on this stream is I actually go through a deck building process. So I have this deck building checklist, which I use to kind of make sure every single deck has the fundamentals all covered. I consider 50 mana a fundamental, and I usually do a 37-13 split, then 10 card draw, 8 target removal, 3 board wipes, 2 graveyard recursion, and so on and so forth. And the building process, the way I do it quickly and efficiently and organize the thoughts, is we actually go section by section. So first, I will work on the lands, then we will work on the ramp, then we'll work on the card draw and everything. And every single time we're working on a certain section, I'm going to be asking you, chat, for suggestions. So if we're working on lands, I'm going to ask you all to suggest lands you want to see in the deck. And once we're on ramp, I'm gonna ask you about ramp you want in the deck, and then card draw and target removal and so on and so forth. So once we're working on a section, though, I'm not actually going to be adding cards in different sections. Just to make the process more efficient and everything. So if I'm in a certain section and you suggest me a card draw spell, but we're working on lands, I'm not going to add it. But once we do get to land or card draw, if you suggest it there, then I'll add it or at least consider it at the very least. So that's how it kind of works. At the end, once we finish the checklist, if there's anything that doesn't really fit a certain category, we'll just add those at that point. So what commanders are we voting for? We're voting for these 4 commanders right now. A bunch of white commanders. That wasn't intentional or anything. It just was a coincidence on what on what I was vibing with individually. It's a mono white, 2 Selesnya options, but very different Selesnya decks, and then finally a Boros deck. All right, now that we talked about the process and everything, let's look at the 4 options. I'm just going to give you a very quick pitch on these 4 commanders, why I think they're kind of cool, why you should possibly give them your vote. So we're going to start off with Kytheon, Hero of Akros, and this is a Flipwalker from Magic Origins. Not the strongest commander right out of the back, to be honest, but it is a Gideon. And I am always enamored with like basically Planeswalker tribal decks. I did Chandra tribal, and that was a ton of fun. That was one of my most fun deck building experiences. And and I figured it would be kind of cool to try it with Gideon tribal as well. So Kytheon, Hero of Akros / Gideon the Battleforged, is a Gideon tribal deck. It would be a Gideon Super Friends in mono white, which is a very interesting deck building restriction. We tried to eke out card advantage in basically every single aspect of the deck. A lot of board wipes, a lot of being aggressive with Gideon and building based on the fact that we have a Planeswalker that is indestructible and can attack every single turn. So there's going to be a lot of Super Friends synergy cards, a lot of board wipes, a lot of really cool things in mono white, which is just like a slice of Super Friends you don't really see that often. The only caveat here is it's going to be no budget. So I'm not going to try to stick to a $200 budget or anything like that. It's possible to do it at $200, but it would probably take too much time. So I probably just won't. I'm not going to do it for this one. But that does let us play with some higher budget stuff like land tax and whatnot. So that's option number 1, Gideon Super Friends, Gideon Tribal, all that stuff. The next one is Hamza, Guardian of Irration. Hamza doesn't get a lot of love. It's been on the poll many times, but it's only because I think this card is really, really good. And it's an interesting design space, and I really like it, and you can build it on very cheap, and I really like it, so I keep putting it on the polls. Eventually, I'm probably just going to build it anyway. That's my thought process. Hamza is a really unique commander in that it kind of wants to do both +1/+1 counters, going wide, and cheating out huge, big creatures. So it's like you fill your deck with like token makers or go wide creatures or stuff like that. Then you add +1/+1 counters on all of them, and then finally, when Hamza's on the battlefield, you can cheat out these massive creatures due to this huge ramp discount, this mana discount effect of creatures cost 1 less to cast for each creature you control. So if we had a high budget, I would add like Eldrazi and stuff to cheat out. On a lower budget, though, there's still a bunch of big, like, green and white beaters or haymakers that we can cheat out with Hamza. So it's like a lot of spinning plates with this type of build. Is +1/+1 counters. You have to have creatures on the battlefield, and you have to have these big haymakers that are going to cheat out with Hamza. And it's going to be kind of fun to try and find the nice sweet spot by balancing all of that. So that's really cool. I think there's a lot going on with Hamza that I really like. The next one that we're doing as an option is Selvala Explorer Returned. And this one, back in the day, actually, this was one of the first budget commanders I've done, at least for MTG Goldfish. I'm trying to find it. Budget Selvala Explorer Returns. There it is. So I built this deck initially back in 2015, 6 years ago. I built this deck 6 years ago on a $57 budget. The first time I built Selvala, and I wrote a primer on it. And it's all about tapping and untapping Selvala a billion times to basically generate a ton of mana, gain a ton of life, and then eventually win the game. So there's a lot of combo potential. You use cards like Wirewood Symbiote and Mirror Entity and another creature that taps for 3 or more mana to make infinite mana. You can go off of Umbral Mantle and another creature that makes 4 or more mana, make infinite mana that way too. And then you dump all that mana into like a hurricane. You're going to be getting a ton of life. So you're going to be at the highest life total, and then you just hurricane where X equals, the life total of the opponent with the highest life total, and you just win the game. Or you could do like Triumph of the Hordes, or you could pump all your creatures infinitely large with Mirror Entity and stuff like that. As you could see, though, the initial price back in 2015 was $57. That same price now, though, is $228. So it's a tad more expensive than it was back when I built it in 2015. So I figured it's been a while. It was one of the most powerful budget brews that I built at the beginning. So I figured, why not put it up as an option here? And if you'd like to see a new and improved / lower budget version of Selvala, we can do that here. So it's been 6 years. It's probably time to give Selvala the old budget upgrade. The final one is Bell Borca. The final option you can choose is Bell Borca. This is a Boros commander, and it is an interesting one in that it is very much like a incremental value engine. The main draw of Bell Borca, in my opinion, is the fact that every single turn at the beginning of your upkeep, you exile the top card of your library, and you may play that card this turn. This is impulse draw every single turn, and it's very subtle in its power. Every single turn, Bell Borca's on the battlefield, you're drawing one extra card. So it's like a Phyrexian Arena in your command zone. It doesn't really draw that much hate, I find, at least in practice, because Bell Borca's not like trying to win the game out of nowhere or anything like that. It doesn't look like the scariest Boros commander. It's definitely not like, a Winota or something like a Aurelia in the command zone, right? Like nobody's going to be like, oh my god, it's Bell Borca. Gotta hate them out immediately, which means you can kind of capitalize on a politics angle in the game where like you don't look like the biggest threat. But that's not saying that Bell Borca doesn't do anything. Bell Borca is incremental card advantage, but it's also can get its power super big very quickly. You can do stuff like suspend a Greater Gargadon, for example. Greater Gargadon, you suspend it for just 1 red mana. And the Gargadon has a mana value, convert mana cost, whatever you want to call it, of 10, right? So if you pay 1 red mana, to suspend the Greater Gargadon while Bell Borca's on the battlefield, Bell Borca's power is 10. It's a 10-5 for 1 mana. Then you just give Bell Borca like double strike or something like that. That's almost a one-shot by itself. So there's a lot of really cool things you can do with Bell Borca. It works with a ton of mechanics that happen to interact with the exile zone, like suspend, like cascade. There's just a bunch. And also you could use offensive powers too. If your opponent has like a very high mana value creature on the battlefield and you Swords of Plowshares it, you get access to it too. So there's a bunch of cool things you can do with Bell Borca. And I don't think it's going to draw that much hate too, so that's kind of its advantage. So those are the options, chat. Why no Gruul? I didn't really feel like it. I don't know. I just had 4 options. I don't know. I didn't really overthink it, to be honest. So those are our 4 options, chat. We have a bunch of people in the stream, so welcome. And I think it's now time to set up a straw poll. So I've shown you the 4 options. Now you get to choose. Choose what commander we brew. So we got Gideon, Tribal, Super Friends / no budget. We got Hamza. +1/+1 counters. Big things. We got Selvala. And then finally we got Bell Borca. All right, so we're going to share it with chat. I'm going to put it both in the document, and I'm going to link it in the chat. So you can use whatever you want to get there, obviously. Hamza elephants is not going to be elephants. Please, not Gideon Tribal. It's been beaten to death already. I did not know people actually did Gideon Tribal. Is that like, is Gideon Tribal a popular thing? I've literally never seen somebody do it before. Huh. So the straw poll is up, chat, and we will leave this on for 10 minutes. You all have 10 minutes to decide what you want to be played or brewed today. And I'm going to leave it a little bit suspenseful. You won't know what's up ahead until you vote. So I don't want to influence people's decision makings yet. Hamza $100. We'll choose the budget afterwards. Don't worry about the budget, except for the Gideon Super Friends will be on no budget. Tomer, you did a stream for rating the commanders of Strixhaven Commander 2021, right? Yeah, we did a stream on that. It was a couple weeks back, where we did a tier list on that. Can we play Hamza Elephant Tribal? I don't really want to. It's a thing. It's a thing you can do, but I just don't want to brew it. I've done actually Elephant Tribal before, by the way. What was it? Budget Elephant Tribal. I've actually written an article on it. There it is. 2016 Budget Commander Tribal Elephants, $81. It was also a Selesnya deck, by the way. It basically used the only mechanic that I found that was kind of interesting with elephants was a bunch of elephants care about when they're getting blocked or force blocked. So we got Rampant Elephant, we got Trumpeting Armadon, we got Avalanche Tusker, Rabid Elephant. So basically, like, it was just like force opponents to block, and then give our elephants death draw touch and like benefit from that whole stuff. There was only a single elephant support card at the time of writing it. It was $33 in 2016. Elephant Graveyard. It's a little bit more expensive now, as you can see. But yeah, we made a deck out of that. 43 elephant themed cards in the deck. Initially $81, now $500. A little bit more. I think it's mostly because of this little guy, this little card over here. That's $375. So yeah, if you are interested in Elephant Tribal, what I would recommend is replace Selvala with Hamza, and you're good. That's it. You're done. You're done. You got Elephant Tribal done. Can we ignore mana base for the budget? Include the price of? Generally I keep the price of everything in the budget. Just because I don't like assuming people have cards, right? Like, some people will have better lands, but some people don't. So, Cannon Spectacle, Dana Roach from EDH Rec on EDH Rec Cast. Dana talks about a Jera deck all the time, and it doesn't sound like he enjoys getting thwomped. Well, yeah, I personally haven't heard of other people's Gideon Tribals or Mono White. If Dana Roach has one, then that's good. But I mean, I won't be basing my list on his or anything. I don't know his. Tomer, what's a good underrated commander in your opinion? Hamza is a good one. Borca is a good one. Niambi. I posted a video, by the way. Today there's a Niambi, a bridge gameplay on Niambi. That's one of my favorite underrated commanders in a long time. It's 12 minutes long or 13 minutes long. And you can watch in a bridge gameplay. You can watch me play Niambi. Highly underrated. It's a Zorius legendary reanimator, so it's all about discarding big creatures, legendary big creatures, into your graveyard and then reanimating them for cheap. Very, very underrated and very powerful. I really like that too. Zada is my favorite underrated commander. I'm not sure how underrated Zada is. I've been playing Zada for a long time. It's very much a very powerful combo deck. I think the first time I built Zada was like a $20 thing. When did I write Zada? I'm just going down memory lane. Oh wow. Zada, budget Zada, Hadron Grinder. I wrote this in 2019. 25, 50, and 100. I just wonder how much it is now. Oh yeah, I made it. I made this article when Feather came out, and everybody was like, "Oh my god, Feather's so good." I'm like, "No, Zada's better." It was very petty of me. And then Feather also spiked a bunch of Zada cards, which made me sad. I think that's why I made the deck. All right, $25 list is not too much more expensive now. $25 now is $37. Not the worst. The $50 list is now $57. The $100 is $153. Something spiked here. I'm not sure. I guess it was like the Ruby Medallion and like the Blood Moon. Ruby Medallion, Defense Grid. Yeah. Yeah, so it didn't spike too much. Gamble went up. You get to see my Sasaya deck fail too. Yeah, I'm sorry, Aster. Sometimes it doesn't pan out. That is a cool design. I like Quintus and Nyambi as peaks into white recursion for Commander. I don't think Quintus recurs. Oh, I mean both of them are recursion decks. Yeah, you're right. Baru Fist of Kroza is a brutal underrated commander. Ignore the Grandeur. Just use it as a Crater Hoof. Yeah, that makes sense. I put together my own Nyambi deck and I love it to pieces. Yeah, Nyambi is one of those decks that I'm heavily considering building my own version of it. All right, we have 7 minutes on the poll. I'm going to link the poll one more time for anybody who has just joined the chat. We are choosing one of these 4 commanders. You get to choose one of these 4 commanders that we're going to be brewing in like 3 minutes. So I'm just going to relink it over here. And then in 3 minutes, we will choose our winner. Tana, super underrated, super fun. Tana's is really good too, yeah. Gyrus is sweet. I love Gyrus, but Gyrus gets a lot of disrespect. I also did an abridged gameplay on Gyrus too, so if you want to see a budget Gyrus deck go off, check out the channel. There's an abridged Gyrus. Nobody watched it. Please watch it. Safi Eric Sauter doesn't have enough players. Safi Eric Sauter is a very solid combo deck, yeah. That is not really underrated anymore. Might have been back when he came out. I don't know. I'd have to check EDH Rec. Let's just check EDH Rec. I think EDH Rec's a good indicator. It's not a perfect system, but it's a good indicator on how many people play it. Yeah, 128. I don't know what. I don't even know how popular that is. What's a more popular one? Well, let's see Zada versus Nyambi. I'm curious. So 128 versus 655. Yeah. I'd say Zada is probably not underrated anymore. It's a very powerful commander, so it makes sense that it's popular. Let's compare it to like Burgi. No, that's the card. He switches to commander. 436. 436 versus 128. Yeah, that is not underrated. I wouldn't consider that underrated. Noyan seems like a really cool commander. I just remembered it exists. Yeah, Noyan has some cool things going on with that. Kolfinar is such a cool commander. You should make a deck for him. Kolfinar's cool too, yeah. Recently made Orvar the all-form based deck based on cloning Merfolk Lords. Oh, I've never seen a Merfolk Orvar. That's sweet. My favorite underrated commander is Rayav Master Smith. Yeah, that's the new Boros one, right? Love Yeva, Nature's Herald. Yeah, Yeva is pretty solid too. Big fan of Gyrus. I built your Calamex Arcane deck. I would love a full-fledged article for it. I'm glad you like it, Temsu. Let me know how it goes. Do you like Shadrix, and how do you think he compares to Brina? I like Shadrix in the 99. I think Brina's a lot more powerful as a commander. Or I find it more powerful and interesting. But they're both really cool cards. Krim actually played Shadrix on Commander Clash, and it looked really good. And I also think somebody played Shadrix on stream as well, if I recall, like last week. So I've been impressed with Shadrix, but I think Breen is a lot better, personally. Do you think that Uriel's still good, Tomer? Yeah, he's absolutely good. I like Sethron. Doesn't have to be popular to not be. Doesn't have to be popular not to be powerful. Yeah, that's true. Shill everyone. Let's get out the vote. Borca Spirit Tribal with Balefire Liege. Yes, yes, yes. We're gonna be choosing the victor here very soon. By the way, I'm just catching up. Hi, Tomer. Been a long time watcher of Commander Clash. First time stream. Just want to say I really like your Commander guides. Thanks, Master Wolf. Appreciate it. Urza Saga seems pretty good. It's good. I mean, define underrated. There's somewhat underrated and criminally underrated. Yeah, I mean, there's always lines and what you do. I think if you're over if you're in like the top 200, I wouldn't really consider it underrated. But I mean, it depends, right? Depends. I think like the top 10 have like quadruple or like a bajillion more decks actually that are actively played than like top 100, right? I'd be interested in a Velomacrus Lorehold deck, especially since I'm highly skeptical of extra combat steps. I don't really like Velomacrus. I don't like Velomacrus because it's like, yeah, you don't use. There's not a lot of extra combat steps that work with him, which I think is a good thing. But then you just like Cataclysm or Armageddon or something like that instead. It achieves the same goal. I don't really like that. I don't know. If ever I see a Velomacrus on the battlefield and they just like Cataclysm me or Razzi's or Cataclysm or I just like an Armageddon effect. I just find that very boring, personally. I don't know. Those type of decks, like, it's the same thing about Taigam. A lot of people were suggesting like Taigam. I feel like Taigam, Narset, Velomacrus, they're all kind of the same to me. Dax is underrated. Dax is highly underrated. Really wanted to test Richard's theory that any tribe can be made to work with the right support cards. I think I agree with that. I don't think Borca is as good as Spirits as Hofri is. I think so. I think Hofri is better as Spirit Tribal. Ice Cream Shadrix. Shadrix good. Also, Brina's not even available on Magic Online, so if it's an option between Shadrix and Brina online, I mean, the choice is already made for me. Kozilek's the great Distortion Man. Kozilek's great. Drury's good too. Fine underrated, not in the top 200. Yeah, that's good. Avacyn Angel Hunter. What do you think of Toralf as a commander? I think Toralf's really cool. I like Toralf a lot. Okay. All right, chat. It has been. The polls have closed, and we shall declare our victor is Borca by a lot. This is Borca by a lot. It seems like there's a lot of Borca fans in the chat right now. So, yeah. Sovala, I would say, is the strongest of the options, like the most powerful in terms of like competitive. Gideon Tribal getting a good number of votes. Hamza taking second place, but it's not even close, friends. The difference between the gap between number 1 and number 2, it speaks for itself. Almost double. That's insane. People like Borca. So this is an easy choice here. Borca is the victor. And now we will start brewing with it. So we will quickly adjust the title. Backseat Brewing Borca. We're just going to delete these options. All right. So now we're going to just quickly decide what our budget wants to be. I'm not going to put a poll for it. I just want to hear in chat. Just let me know. What budget would you like? Do you want to see a 5-ticket budget? Do you want to see 50, 100, 200? I just want like just a throw number. So I'm seeing a bunch of 100s, a bunch of 200s, 100, 200s. Oh, people are high rollers today. High rollers. Oh boy. Oh. Make it 150, 100. Just don't double post. Scout's honor on that one. Because then it makes it harder. A lot of 200s, a lot of 50s. What? This is actually tougher than I expected it to be. No one should be doomed to build Boros on a budget. I always find those a challenge. Straw poll time? Yeah, this is going to be actually difficult. I didn't intend to make a straw poll in the chat, but I didn't realize how difficult, how not difficult, whereas unrealistic it was. Choose Borca's budget. We'll do it only 5 minutes, all right? 5 minute poll. Or even less, like just like 2 minutes. 2 minute poll, all right? Let's share it. Post it here and post it here. Can no budget be an option? I'm kind of the budget commander. I feel like if I didn't have a budget, I would lose my identity. Penny Dreadful style. I'll do a quick poll. It's actually very close. What about $1 budget? I feel like that would be a little bit too restrictive. Can be done, but currently trying to build Emery. Any recommendations? What's that one? It's a 4-mana artifact that lets you play the top card of your library if it's colorless or an artifact. I like that one. That's a good one. Stuff that untaps her, I guess, is good too. Tomara, I have a political Negan, the cold-blooded deck based on around sacking my opponent's creatures, maybe winning with Revel and Reaches. That sounds sweet. Nathaniel. Mystic Forge, yeah. Mystic Forge in Emery. That's good. All right. Whoa, this is very close, actually. The 200 to the 100. This is actually very, very close. Huh. Pizza oven. Damn, that Niambi deck made sweet. Yeah, I really liked it. So 150? No, it seems like 200 is pretty much in the lead at this point. Cred. Make it 150. Make it 150. You know what? Fine. 150 is a happy medium. Chat, we're doing 150. It has been decreed. It has been decided. Compromise it is. Everybody's upset now. All right, let's do it. Let's do it, chat. All right. We will be using Scryfall. We will be using make a new deck. So this is $150 Bell Borca. $150. No one wins the poll. Yes, everybody loses. That's the stream today. That is how we stream today, friends. It's a very radical approach that I take for streaming. I try to make the people who watch me disappointed that they watched me. That's my methodology. All right. So welcome, Band Gargos. Oh, that's a sneak peek. That's a sneak peek into this week's Commander Clash. We were doing Band Commander, and spoiler alert, I did Band Gargos. All right. Okay, so this is how we're going to be doing it, friends. We're going to go through a deck building checklist. It's just like a way to organize the deck building process that I find really effective. We're going to start with lands. Then we're going to move to ramp and card draw and everything like that. We're going to start every single time we're in a section. I'm going to ask you, chat, to help me out with suggestions based on that specific section. So we're going to be starting with the lands. So we're going to try to keep a $150 budget. And feel free to suggest any lands you want to see that you think fit very well with Borca. And the way I start doing it, at the very least, is I type in lands and I start with the mana fixing. I like mana fixing lands. I'm not unopposed to running a bunch of tap lands that tap for both colors. So I really like Alpine Meadow. It works really well with Search for Glory and stuff like that, which we're going to add probably in the tutor section. Ancient Amphitheater is another, like, all these like tap for 2 colors. I think is really good because I like consistency, and I'm willing to trade a little bit of deck speed for consistency. Boros Garrison, but we're probably going to cut down on them as well too afterwards too. Guild Gates, Mountain's a good one, yeah. War Room's a bit expensive, but it should be fine. Ameria, both of them. I think Ameria is like $8, unfortunately. Clifftop Retreat, Madblind. Why Madblind Mountain? That's the one that shuffles our library, right? I'm not sure if that would be good. Hideaway Lands are good, yeah. Windburst Kites and Spine Rock Knoll, I think it's called. I think that's called Spine Rock Knoll. I think, yeah, the Hideaway Lands are really good. Fury Calm Snarl is probably a very cheap way to have dual land that enters untap. Inspiring Vantage, I don't know how expensive that is, but I'm going to throw it in here. Endless Sands could be funny. Yeah, I agree with that. Endless Sands, Needle Verge Pathway. I like that one too. Lorehold Campus, Double Strike Lane, Bonders Enclave, Needle Spires, Red Hideaway Land. Really? I think it is. I think it's good, right? Stone Quarry. We'll add Sacred Foundry, but I'll probably have to cut it. Scavenger Grounds is a good one too. Sunbaked. I don't know how expensive these cards are, by the way, so I'm just kind of throwing them in here. Temple of Triumph. We already had Temple of Triumph. Windscarred Canyon? Crag. Path of Ancestry, yeah. Path of Ancestry is good. Command Tower is obviously good. Slayer's Stronghold. What's the Boros one? It's the old one from Ravnica. We'll add Fable Passage, sure. Scavenger Ground is good. Scavenger Ground. I always get Scavenger Ground wrong. Every single time I type in Scavenger Ground, it's wrong. Sunhome Fortress of the Legion, yeah. I also like Tectonic Edge. Field of Ruin. I feel like Field of Ruin is going to be too expensive. Buried Ruin. What's Forsaken City? All right, so we're gonna make some cuts, but this is a good start. I like a lot of these cards. What's Forsaken City? I don't even know what that is. Axeguard Armory. Rogue's Passage. I think I already put in Endless Sands. Maybe I didn't. Endless Sands. All right, so we're gonna make some cuts. We're gonna take out the Clifftop Retreat. Alpine Meadow I like. Ancient Amphitheater. This one's good too. This one's good too. We put in too many Endless Sands. We'll take out one of those. Fable Passage is a bit expensive, so I'll just take it out. Forsaken City. Doesn't untap on your untap step at the beginning. You may remove a card from your hand if you do untap it. Oof, that is. I like the synergy idea of it, but I feel like it's a bit too much of a cost, so I'm gonna take that out here. Field of Ruin, yeah. Fury Calm. I like that these are the Fury Calm so cheap. Inspiring Vantage is really expensive. Inspiring Access Tunnel. What's Access Tunnel? Access Tunnel. Oh, that's like the cheap Rogue's Passage. McKindy Messas. I don't even know what that is. Fixed Temple of Triumph. There we go. Put in a few snow-covered plains and mountains. That could work, yeah. Onto Inversion. I think we might actually put Onto Inversion in this deck. No memes. I don't think I like Mad Blind Mountain here. I don't think it really does anything for us. Needle Spires is good. Needle Verge Pathway is not too expensive. Rogue Pass, Sacred Foundry is a bit too much. It also gets worse if we don't have like fetch lands and stuff for it. Scavenger Grounds is good. Slayer Stronghold is good. This is good. This is good. Sunbaked Canyon's too much. Sujiri Refuge, yeah. Alright, these ones are good. I think I like these. We'll start with that. Maybe we take out the Needle Verge as well. Take out the Needle Verge. Hey, Sep, what are we brewing? Jesper, we're brewing Bell Borca on a $100.50 budget. $150 budget. Let's take out War Room for now. We're going to take out Needle Verge for now. What about the White-Red Castle? Yeah, they're fine. Myriad Landscape. What's McKindy Messes? Yeah. 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 I like Myriad Landscape. Shijiri Shelter I like a bunch. Kabira Takedown, maybe. And we could do, I don't think there's any good red ones. There's Valakut Awakening, but it's a bit expensive. Onto Inversion? Onto Inversion's fine, yeah. Alright, I think that's a good start. Yeah, we aren't going, I don't think we're going wide. We might end up going wide, and then I'll probably add McKindy Messes. But for now, I don't think we are. So I'm going to be going plains. We want, like, I'd say we want to hit our lane drops pretty consistently, especially if we're not in green. And we have a budget where we can't go, like, super insane with the most efficient ramp options. So I think we're going to add more, we're going to have more basics, definitely, than just, 6 or so, but I'm assuming we're going to be more plains heavy, but we'll tweak it. Concealed Fury is fine, but maybe. Oh, I'll just throw it in for now. Depends how big like our beaters are going to be, right? Mystifying Maze can exile attacking creatures, seems good here. Yeah, but it's cost so much mana. I don't really like Mystifying Mage. I don't think I've ever been happy activating it. Alright, I think this is a good start. We have 36 lanes, 4 NDFCs. I feel like that's pretty decent. We'll tweak it in a bit. And we'll just move on to the next section, which is going to be the ramp. So we're going to start with some Ramparino. And please, chat, let me know what cool ramp you think fits in this deck. So we're going to take out the criteria for lands. We're going to start adding just stuff that taps for different colors. So Soul Ring, yeah, that's a good one. Arcane Signets, definitely a good one. I'll throw in Azor's Gateway. Yeah, that sounds solid. Stoic Farmer seems like it has some option here. Talisman of, I don't remember the name of the talisman. If anybody can remember the name of the talisman for Boros. Boros Signet is a good one. The Talisman Signet. Sword of the Animist. Mana Geyser. I don't Mana Geyser I wouldn't count as I like Mana Geyser. I'm going to put in Mana Geyser, but I don't think it's Talisman of Dominance. Land of the White Orchid. Does Treasure Nabber count as budget ramp? I mean, it's kind of. All right. Oh, Talisman of Conviction. Thank you. Everflowing Chalice I like a lot too. I like me some Everflowing Chalices. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 so far. Yeah, it's not a ramp. Warren Powerstone. Warren Powerston's cheap. Okay, nice. Hedron Archive. Boreas Charger. I think Boreas Charger has potential. I'm going to throw it in here. If we have some Blink action, it does synergize with Borca. So it's not a bad option here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Well, Cursed Mirror is fun. I'll throw in Cursed Mirror. Chromox would be good, but it's so expensive. Yeah, unfortunately. Burgi count as ramp? It depends how quickly we go off, right? Solemn Simulacrum, Burnished Heart, you know. Solemn Simulacrum. I think these are good ones. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14-ish. 14-ish. That's a good start. What's expensive here? Azor's Gateway's a little bit expensive. I guess I don't have to worry too much about the price because we did pick 150. That's a lot of wiggle room. Generally speaking, I'd be like, oh, that's a $5 card. I'd cut it like immediately, but I think we're gonna hit our price point pretty easily, actually. Oblivion Sower helps with the exile. Oblivion Sower is an interesting one. I will throw it in here. Yeah, I've really enjoyed Azor's Gateway, and I think only one build. You really have to have a way to untap it multiple times each turn. I threw in Oblivion Sower, yeah. It's not too expensive either. Semblance Amble is ramp and can imprint stuff for you. It is, but you have to kind of like you have to kind of focus on a specific card type, right? You gotta include Arc Slogger. I have no idea. Yeah, I saw Azor's Gateway in a Derevi deck, and that was really powerful. Jessica's Will. Jessica's Will is really expensive. I'll throw it in here. It is a very good card. Don't get me wrong. It's a very good card, but I don't... Yeah, it's $14. It's going to be a bit... What's that? Chad, do you know... What's that? It's a Rousing Refrain? I think it's like Rousing Refrain. That could be kind of cool here. Because it's a Suspend card. It's a bit expensive, but I think it could work kind of well. I don't want to go too heavy on the rituals. The new Treasure Dwarf. That would be good only if we had a lot of spells, but right now we don't really have a lot of spells. Wanderer's Twig. I don't think we need like the scopes and the twigs in this deck. We're only a 2-color deck, so I'm not too worried about the mana fixing. Sky Diamond. I think this is a good start. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15-ish. I think these are good. Sword of the Anime. I think Sword of the Anime is really expensive, is it not? I think Sword of the Animus is good, but I think it's expensive. Dowsing Dagger, for example. Boros Signet's in here. Got Boros Signet. Yeah, how expensive are these? Dowsing Dagger is not actually that crazy. Sword of the Animus is kind of crazy. All right. We're good on that. Now let's move on to the card draw. And I want at least 10 card draw options. So there's Showdown on the Scalds, which I'm super excited to try out here. So that's 1. We have Borca as card draw 2. Bag of Holding is a good one, yeah, for sure. Bag of Holding I would consider card draw. Slow card draw, but card draw. Vance's Refrigeration. I have no idea what that is. Was that an Office reference? No. Outpost Siege? I think that is a good one, yeah. Valakut Awakening? Yes. No, is it Valakut Awakening or is it Valakut something else? Why is it putting in the sideboard? Not Valakut Awakening. What's the land for one? Valakut Exploration, yeah. There it is. Burgi, Goddess Storytelling. Yeah, that does... The backside does draw cards, right? Kind of? Kind of. How expensive is Burgi? What is going on with the sideboard? I don't want a sideboard. I want it to be in the main board. Hello? Is it because I have spaces? Does that fix you? Yeah, it fixes you. All right. Um. All right. Discard your card. Exile the top 2 cards of your library. You may play those cards each turn. No, not bad. Is Lelia Blade Reforged card draw? I don't think she is. Is she? Oh yeah, she is. When she attacks, right? When she attacks, she impulse draws. How do you spell her? Lelia the Blade Forged. Blag the Reforged. The Blade Forged. Does that work? Nope. Nope. The Blade Forged. Nope. The Blade Forged. Nope. I'm gonna have to look her up. All right, Lelia. Ah, there it is. I was close. I was getting there. All right, that's good. I'll just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have Showdown and Scalds in here. And it's right here. Conspiracy Theorist. Conspiracy Theorist. Immune with lava I like, actually. Stolen Strategy is fine, yeah. We don't really have that much of a synergy going on in our own deck, so I think like Stolen Strategy is fine. Challenger Fire Artisan, yeah. Command Sphere. I wouldn't consider Command Sphere Tally. Yeah, Atali Primal Thunder or something like that? I don't remember. No, not Italia. But that's actually a cool name too. Atali Primal Storm. Humble Defector. Humble Defector I don't think has a lot of synergy in this deck. Reconstruct History. We'll get there. Tectonic Reformation. That's the land cycling one, right? Magmatic Channeler. Magmatic Channeler. I don't even know that card. Chaos Wand, please. What is Magmatic Channeler? As long as there are 4 or more instant and or sorcery cards in your graveyard, it gets +3/+1. Discard a card, exile the top 2 cards of your library, then choose one of them. You may play this card that's this turn. It's not bad. It's pretty cheap. I like that. Tectonic Reformation. Maybe I'm just misremembering what that is. Tectonic Reformation. Tectonic Giant's a good one. Or Tectonic Giant, I think that's what it's called. Tectonic Reformation. Each land in your hand has cycling 2. I don't think that's what we want to be doing here. I'm going to take that out. Act on impulse. Light up the stage. I like light up the stage. You almost need to play Spirit of the Labyrinth when you play so much non-draw. That's actually kind of mean, and I like it. And I'm gonna put it in the deck. I like it. I like how you think. Okay, let's add Plarg. Plarg! I love that name, Plarg, Dean of Chaos. Plarg is just such a cool name. Hats off to whoever came up with that. Discard draw. Reveal the top cards of your library. You may cast that card. It's not bad. Dr. Plarg. Ignite the Future. What does Ignite the Future do? Ignite the Future. I forgot. Ignite the Future. Oh, no, that's pretty good too. I like it. Rogue's Gloves. Pretty Pog. Field of Ruin, you're ramping others? No, we do not ramp here. I like these so far. I think we have We have a lot of ramp right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I don't want to say we have too much card draw because that hurts me on a physical level to say. But we're probably good on card draw. What's semester's end? Fervent Mastery, Showdown of Scalds, Sunbird's Evocation. What does semester's end do? Exile. Oh, that's not card draw. I'm taking that out. Remember, we're focusing on card draw right now. I'll be moving to other sections soon, but we're focusing on card draw right now. We'll get to all the cards, don't worry. But Oracle's Vault. I think this card is way too slow. I'm sorry. It's too slow. That's the same problem with the Azur's Gateway situation, I believe. Although we have a lot of cards that require untapping. So there might be a situation where we want to add some more cards that untap. Vance's Blasting Canyons if you already have Outpost Siege. Yeah. Spark of Creativity. All right, we're good. We're good on card draw. We'll move on. Target removal. Target removal time. I think Swords of Plowshares is pretty good. I assume. Path to Exile is pretty good. I assume. I don't even know. Outside of Path to Exile and Swords, is there anything else that's like super good exile-wise? Like Return to Dust? Are we Return to Dusting? This might be the only deck where I suggest Return to Dust, which feels really weird. We're going for target removal first. First target removal, then we'll move to the next. Winds of Abandon is pretty decent. Chain to the Rocks. Ooh, I like that. Chain to the Rocks. I like that one a lot. Winds of Abandon. I feel like Winds of Abandon can kind of hurt us a lot. I don't know about Winds of Abandon. Maybe it's decent. If we have enough like Lelia effects, then it could be decent. Crush Contraband, Volcanic Salvo. What's Volcanic Salvo? Volcanic Salvo. Active Authority. What is this? Deals 6 damage to each of up to 2 target creatures and or planeswalkers. So if Bell Borca has 5, then we could have like 7 mana to do 6 damage to 2 things. Probably not good enough. Council's Judgment I like. Yeah. Council's Judgment's a good one. Stasis Snare, Abrade, O-Ring. Grasp of Fate. Grasp of Fate's a good one. Helia's Intervention is a good one. Generous Gift is also good, man. Wear and Tear is also good. Yeah, we can throw in Crush Contraband. This is pretty. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is a pretty good start. Is there anything like super expensive? I don't think so, right? Path to Exile is like $4. Swords is $3. Intervention is $2. We got Council's Judgment under 3. I like that a lot. You love to see it. Generous Gift is good. Crush Contraband's cheap. I think we have a pretty solid start. River Part's good too. So we're thinking of Volcanic Salvo exiled. It is very expensive. I like that. Maybe we'll throw in Volcanic Salvo. Why not? I'll reconsider it later. All right, we're good. Why no Winds of Abandon? I'll throw it in. I don't think it's like I really don't like ramping my opponents by 5 or more lands. That's why I don't like Winds of Abandon here. It doesn't hit your board, but like it helps our opponents so much. It's very good if we have a way to prevent them from taking advantage of that, for sure. But generally speaking, putting in a Winds of Abandon for no reason, it's like it can bite you super easy. I'm not the biggest fan of it. All right, we're moving to board wipes. Also, how do I spell chain to the rocks? Chain. Oh, chained. Chained to the rocks. There it is. All right, let's just chain to the rocks. There it is. All right, we're moving on. Board wipes. Board wipes time. I really like austere command. You know, it's just super effective, I would say. We can do like Cleansing Nova. We can do Blasphemous Act, obviously. If you change the land snow, there's also On Thin Ice. On Thin Ice. I believe you're correct. On Thin Ice. Yeah, it might be worth running it. Solid is strong. Descend upon the sinful. Volcanic visions. Hour Revelation. I like Hour Revelation a lot too. Hour Revelation. I think this is pretty good. I don't know if there's better than Austere Command, Cleansing Nova, Blasphemous Act, and Hour Revelation. Descend upon the fisherman. Descend upon the fisherman. Here it is. Exile all creatures. I don't know if it's very good. Meh. Also, remember, if we're exiling all creatures, it doesn't really matter that we're getting the exile effect because Borca's dead. He's exiled too. Doomscar. Doomscar's kind of cool. I like Doomscar. Doomscar. Wait, does Borca know when a card is foretold with Borca? Does the mana value work? Does it work as I think it will? Like if you foretell Doomscar, does Borca see it's a 5 mana thing? No? No, foretell doesn't work. He doesn't see it? You hate to see it. Alright, sorry, Doomscar. Sorry, Doomscar. I was kind of excited, but that's a shame. Alright. I think this is pretty good, chat. I think this is pretty... I like these cards. I think those are enough for board wipes. Alright, Graveyard Recursion. I think this is a good spot for Reconstruct History, right? We have a nice divide between creatures, artifacts, enchantments, and lands. So I think if we get 4 things back with Reconstruct History, that's pretty darn good, right? Reconstruct History. So we'll throw in there. Throw in that there. Reconstruct History, I think is gonna be good here. What's another thing to get stuff back? You can go Scrap Mastery for Artifact Recursion. I don't think we have enough artifacts to make that good, though. Sun Titan and Pennies now. Yes, Sun Titan is definitely in here. We could also put in, like, Emeritus Shepherd. Seven's Reclamation. That's good, too. Hey, Tomer, what is on the table for today? This is a $150 Borca. So we have a higher budget that we get to play around with. Brought Back. Does Brought Back do things in this deck? I don't think... I like Brought Back. It's more of a protection spell, though. Underworld Breach. Oh, Underworld Breach would be spice. Underworld Breach is definitely worth splurging a little bit for. How much is Underworld Breach? Not too bad. Are we assuming we're never playing our commander? We're playing our commander a bunch. How budget is Chandra Pyremaster, the blah blah blah, Fire Artisan? I think the War of the Spark one is probably the best, and it's probably cheap. Agreed with Elspeth Conquers Death. We can throw in Elspeth Conquers Death. Reconstruct History does not hit creatures? It does not? What? Artifact card, enchantment card, one oh, it hits instant sorceries though, so it's still good. I confuse creatures with instant sorceries. We'll throw an Elspeth Conqueror's Death. Lorehold Excavation, Sunforger. I don't know if this is a Sunforger deck. We can throw in Sunforger, but I'm not sold it's a Sunforger deck. Lorehold Excavation. Lorehold Excavation. I don't know what Lorehold Excavation does. I think I drafted one time. Beginning of your end step, mill a card. If a land was milled this way, you gain 1 life. Otherwise, it deals 1 damage to each opponent. You're going to pay 5 mana to exile a creature. I think it's way too slow. Like, if we were a dedicated mill deck, I think it would have potential. I don't think we really need Sunforger. I think Sunforger is, like, stupid powerful if you have a way to equip it for free. Otherwise, it's very good, but it's not amazing. That's my hot take. That's my lukewarm take on Chance for Glory. I don't know what Chance for Glory is. No. We're not that kind of deck. All right. We got Graveyard Recursion. Let's do some flexible tutors. I think Search for Glory is definitely good. Search for Glory. It's definitely good here. I don't know what Promise of Tomorrow is. When it dies, exile it. At the beginning of each end step, if you have no creatures, sacrifice Promise of Tomorrow. I want to like this card, but I don't think it's ever been good. Every single time I've seen this card, it's been bad. Like, I don't know. You get a couple things dead with Promise of Tomorrow on the battlefield, and then somebody exiles your Promise of Tomorrow, you're like, good, thanks. Sucks to be me, I guess. How do you feel about Nahiri, the Harbinger, in this deck? Some card selection, plus removal, plus and alt tutors. I think it'd be good. Nahiri, the Harbinger. We'll add it. We'll add it for now, but I don't know what it's going to be. Should we run Pull from Eternity? I don't think so. It isn't too expensive either, which I like. Palace Jailer. Nahiri isn't expensive. Yeah. We're going over the $100 card mark, so but we're actually getting kind of close to finishing too, which is good. Consulate Crackdown is an exiling Vandal Blast. Yeah, but it's so much worse than Vandal Blast. Nah, I don't like it. I feel like Bell Borca's this part of Bell Borca isn't that very strong. Isn't that strong? Honestly, I don't think it's super relevant to build around that much. Cause like, you exile a bunch of artifacts, you get like 5 power. It doesn't matter if you exile everything. I would much rather run like a Vandal Blast over a enchantment version that's only temporary. Personally, Bag of Holdings in the deck. Legion of Initiative, we're not there yet. Pass in Flames, Janeth Magistrate. Does Sunforger not count as one of our tutors? Yeah, it does. Yeah. I feel like Sunforger counts. All right, we're moving on. One graveyard hate. Mangara's Tome. One graveyard hate. We got already Scavenger Grounds, but is there anything better that we could run for dedicated graveyard hate in the deck? I like Soul Guy Lantern. Rest in Peace. Tormod's Crypt. Charming Prince, Rest in Peace, but expensive. I mean, is this a Rest in Peace deck? It could be. It could be a Rest in Peace deck. I mean, it's going to hurt our opponents way more than us. So it could be a Rest in Peace deck. We'll put in a Rest in Peace, And we'll put in Soul Guy Lantern. I think those are the two top ones. We're going to cut one of them, though. We're not running both. Rest in Peace is $5. It's not actually that bad. All right. Now we get to the interesting part. Yeah, Rest in Peace does shut off our own recursion. But, you know. Rest in Peace means you exile. Yeah. We honestly don't have that many exile payoffs, to be honest. Like, we have Lelia, and we have Bell Borca. And I think Lelia's payoff is better, personally. But otherwise, we don't have that much going on. We have Oblivion Sower, which I kind of like. If you rest in peace, Helm of Obedience, Remorseful Cleric. I think these two are good, though. Oh, yeah. Whenever they play a non-permanent spell, rest in peace can pump on other people's turns, yeah. All right. So how do we win the game? I don't know. I don't actually know. We're just like a control deck right now. Pretty controlling. We don't have a lot of ways to actually win. Stonebinder's Familiar. Stonebinder's Familiar. Whenever exile during turn, put on only once each turn. I think is a bit too slow. Grinning Ignis. What's the is it Grinning Ignis and Burgi? Is that the thing? You can return it infinite plays. Not sure how else you combo off. It has to be Burgi and Grinning Ignis, I believe, right? Traded Magistrate lock. To heck with the budget. How much is Helm of Obedience? Is it expensive these days? Helm of Obedience. Ah! So it is. Alright, we're not gonna be running that. What the heck? What the heck? I remember like seeing it over here when it was like $10. The age-old question, how do I win in Boros? I mean, most Boros decks are all about attacking, so it's very straightforward. But this deck is more of a control deck. So it's a little bit harder to figure it out. Sun Titan plus Fiend Hunter plus Altar of Dementia. Yeah, that's good. I like that. Godo plus Helm. Karmic Guide. Yeah, I guess we could do Alter Dementia stuff, right? Yeah, let's just add Alter Dementia. Runaway Steamkin and Burgi combo of Grinning Ignis. I feel like Grinning Ignis is good too, yeah. Could add the Karmic Guide, could add the Fiend Hunter. Both of them are like not terrible. Kiki Resto Angel. He might be expensive if you're the Horde. Kiki Jikin Combat Celebrant. I feel like this is pretty good. I mean, Karmic Guide is something we want to be running anyway. Altered Dementia is a combo piece. It's not, like, insane outside of it, but it's not that bad. Please do. How much is Kiki Jiki? How much is Kiki? Kiki Jiki Mirror Breaker is cheapest is $14. Not that bad. Wow, the cheapest is old border version. Huh. Fling spells, alter is better than the Dementia. If you want, alter the brood. What's the brood? We can also it also combos of Outpost Siege though. It's another way of winning. Hmm. I'm just reading chat. I'm reading your thoughts. What about mob rule? I feel like mob rule is fine, but it's not like we just run insurrection, right? I feel like we could just run insurrection is a little bit better. Screening Anus, Altered Dementia, Karmic Guide, Chroma's Will. Morag and Sword of the Animus is just cheaper. That doesn't actually combo if you think it's comboing. I think I like the Suntide and Karmic Guide thing. And that will be fine. I think this is fine. How do you want to win, Summer? So, the way we're winning so far, I think it is this. It should be fine. Cohesive Recruiter and Splinter Swing combo. Act like an Insurrection. I think this is fine. I think we got Alter Dementia, which isn't too crazy expensive. Then we should focus on the commander. The commander's gonna hit hard, but there's really not too much we can do here with Borca. His exile payoff thing is really just not that strong. I think like the best you could do is you could exile like a Greater Gargadon and he hits for 10 or whatever. But I mean, then people will try to remove him. And we just want to draw cards with him. We're not getting too fancy. We might accidentally impulse them away. I think all the individual pieces are pretty cheap. Mila, Crafty Companion. I see you. Mechanic Salva makes it a 12-4. Yes, that's true. But just punching people in the face with Borca is not really effective. I'll be honest. You have to give him evasion. He doesn't have any evasion inherently. And then you have to give him ways to get through extra damage. So like an Embercleave helps, right? But it's just an Embercleave. Pulsing away triggers Borca. We'll kill somebody with commander damage sometimes, and he's coercive brutal most of the time. Yeah, I don't think you need to go super deep on Borca to get value out of him. I think this is good. All right, we're going to cut down to, well, I guess the last thing we could do is we can check out EDH Rec on Borca and see if there's anything particularly good that people have found that I did not run into. All free. Is Hoffrey worth it? Exile another. So now we don't really have any sack outlets. Surge to victory. Not really. Greater Garchadon. Give them 10. Chandra Fire Artisan. Oblivion Sower. Heroes Remembered. Okay, sure. Maybe a Boros Charm. Winds of Abandon. Virazi Displacer. Dockside Loops. Conspiracy Theorist. Skyclave Apparition. I think like the Boros Charm is kind of interesting. And that's pretty much it. Not too much here that I care about. Maybe a Bolt Bend. Maybe something like that. Ooh, this is going deep. Yeah, no. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna throw in Bolt Bend as an option. Pull from Eternity? Nah. I don't think there's anything you need to exile that's important. Like, we have two different combos, and if not, we're just gonna punch people in the face until they die. Fury of the Horde, Fury of the Horde. I know, I get it. Fury of the Horde. Sure. Chroma's Will is a win con? It could be. Could be. I think we're good. I don't think we need to exile, do much more other than cut down to a list. Reveal from cards until you reveal a land card. Mana Channeler. Choose one of the cards. I think the Theorist is going to be difficult to actually attack with because he's a 2/2, so we're going to cut that. Plarg is fine. They're just looters. They're not particularly great. Burju's good. Boreas Charger, we have no ways of flickering, so we're going to take that. Rise of the Second Sun. No. Burnished Heart is good. Solemn. Stoic Farmer is probably just bad. He's fine, I guess. He tries. Karmic Guide. I like these cards. Nahiri's fine. Spark I'm going to take out. Brought back I'm going to take out. No real synergies here. I guess it's like a budget Boros Charm in a way, but not enough synergies. Communion of Lava is fine. Kabir Takedown. These ones are fine. Winds of Abandon's alright. Not really a fan of Kazul's Fury here. I'll take that one out. Grab a stage I like. Yeah, we'll probably take out Cleansing Nova. So we don't need that many board wipes. Probably take out Blasphemy Sack too. I guess Blasphemous Act has its high mana cost as a upgrade. But we have Austere Command, we have Our Revelation, we have Ondu Inversion. So that's 3 board wipes. I don't think we need that one. Volcanic Salvo. It's just not a card that necessarily I want to cast. It hits for 11, which is cool. It is the worst MDFC. I didn't say so. What? Ondu Inversion is not the worst MDFC. I just said it's not the best MDFC, and apparently that was a major transgression. Axguard Armory. Do we have an aura in our deck? We do. All right, Axguard Armory is actually good. We can get 2 things. We're just cutting down now, chat. We'll take out the Rest in Peace. We'll keep in the Soul Guy Lantern. I'll take out the Cursed Mirror because I don't think it's that great in this deck. $102 cards. I just need to cut 2 more. We probably have too much in terms of playing the card, top of the library. Grasp of Fate, Shapes of the Rocks. Sort of the Anime. We could lower the price a lot by just cutting out sort of the Anime. And it's not like insane in this deck. It's good, but it's not insane. This is Jessica's Will. We could literally just cut Jessica's Will and sort of the Anime, and we're good. I think we're just gonna do that. I actually like Jessica's Will more than sort of the Anime though, just by a little bit. Just not by a lot, just by a little bit. And the Blasting Cannons doesn't let you cast let you cast your lands. So I think it's a lot worse than other options. So I'm going to take out Advance's Blasting Cannons too. Oracle's Vault though, Oracle's Vault is also kind of meh to me, I think. I'm going to take out Oracle's Vault. It costs too much mana. You put a brick counter, you're not guaranteed to even cast a spell you exile with it, and it's just too slow. I'll take that out. Did we keep the Azor's Gateway too? Took out the Azor's Gateway needs to go out too. I forgot. We're gonna actually add some stuff. Isn't Blasphemous Act way better than Version here? I might put in Blasphemous Act again. Why am I adding Eldrazi Displacer? What does Eldrazi's Displacer do for me? Other than it boosts Borca's power. Don't think that's enough. Blasphemous Act. There we go. Fixed it. We are probably... I'm probably adding Valakut Awakening. I really like Valakut Awakening. How do we win with Altered Dementia? Altered Dementia plus... Wait, did I screw it up? Altered Dementia, Karmic Guide, and the other thing that gets back Karmic Guide. I forgot. I think it's supposed to be Fiend Hunter. Yeah, it's Fiend Hunter. Let's replace Karmic Guide with Fiend Hunter. Riverlark? I guess Riverlark is good, yeah. Karmic Guide. Riverlark. I think Riverlark actually has a bunch of targets. There. I fixed it. I fixed it, chat. I'm still not sold on the Volcanic Salvo thing. It's gonna hit hard, but Is that enough? Is it enough to just hit hard? Maybe we'll take out the bolt bend. We're not like super needy of like any of our creatures to survive. But that could be a little bit. It could be a little bit loose too. Also conquers death, showdown. A wheel of misfortune? No. I think we have enough. We have enough card draw. Sunforger's fine. We have a lot of spells. Takedown doesn't seem great. I agree. I think takedown's not great here. I agree that it's not that great here. We're not adding cards, we're just removing cards at this point. Alter the Brood is a win con with that, but we're just going to do it with Outpost Siege. Is Underworld Breach any good here? I think so. It's never bad. And I think we're just going to cut out Crush Contraband. It's just simply worse than the other options we have. Okay, fine. You can... Wait. If he adds Wheel of Misfortune, he can cycle through his deck with Jessica's Will. I mean, they have to... People will have to allow me to do so, right? Like, people could just pay more life than me. I think. Open is still in. It is still in. It's still in. They'll draw through this place are good here. Only if we had a way to make infinite mana. Which I'm not sure we have. Maybe a Mirror Shepherd's actually a little bit too slow. We're going to take out a Mirror Shepherd. We're going to add a card that I love to death, that I'm adding everywhere, and we're going to add Drannith Magistrate. Where do you make cuts when you're going for budget decks? I've been struggling to find a way to make decks that are within my playgroup's power on a budget. What I do, honestly, this is how I do it. I load up the list on a website where you're following price. I look at the most expensive cards and I cut them. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. Like if I was like, hey, $150 is too much. All right, let's cut Karmic Guide. Let's cut Burgi. Let's cut Drannith Magistrate. Let's cut Breach, Grasp of Fate. Obviously, if you have a card that is integral for your deck to function, like a win condition, then maybe cut something that's cheaper first. But like, for example, if I'm not comboing off of Jessica's Will, I would cut it instantly. Because yeah, it's a good card, but it's not necessary for the deck to win. So it's cut worthy. But if I'm doing Jessica's Will and it's a combo piece, then I'd be like, oh, well, Drannith Magistrate, you're good, but, you know. Yeah. Drannith Magistrate is quite a magic card. It's so powerful. It's so good. It's silly good. All right, I think we're good. I'm going to take out the Volcanic Salvo just because, like, yeah, it does more damage, but, like, is it good? I don't think it's good. What's the goal here? Am I supposed to exile it? I don't understand. Am I supposed to exile it for value? I'm not sure. You have to put it in Knowledge Pool? I'm not a monster. I just don't want my opponents to play the game. That's all. Hi, good night. Do you think $400 is a good amount to build a commander deck? Absolutely, Raphael. Absolutely. It's more than enough. You make a deck on like $25, so yeah, absolutely. Doesn't Drannith Magistrate hurt your impulse draw? It's asymmetrical. Only affects your opponents. Only affects your opponents. Is that good? It's a very good card. Very good Magic the Gathering card. For sure, for sure. This deck is good. I don't know. It's good. Do I need to change anything else? I don't think so. Greater Gargadon? Probably not. Probably not on the Greater Gargadon. I think this deck's good. It's just it's a pile of card advantage, and I want to put in the last card I want to put in is definitely the what's it called? The bird, Aven Mind Sensor. What's Volcanic Torrent? I don't even know what Volcanic Torrent is. Volcanic. There's a lot of volcanic stuff apparently. You're over budget. What is this? It's the number of spells? No. Do you ever play with these lists? I'll play with it on Wednesday. I'll play a stream with Borca on Wednesday, so you can see how it goes there. And put my money where my mouth is. I like all these cards. Onto Inversion. Onto Inversion's in here. I'm gonna take out the salvo for Aven Mind Sensor because I'm a tarot person. It is 12. I like the fact that it's 12, but 12 mana, but I don't think it's value. Or maybe it is value. I don't know. It's a tough one. I think all these other cards are so sweet, though. Maybe I take out, like, Generous Gift or something. Maybe it's Generous Gift that goes. Need to spend cards, Greater Gargadon. Read Salvo, please. Yeah, it does 6. Yeah, I get it. I get what it does. I get that it's also 12 mana. I need to do... Cut interaction. Don't cut interaction. I like cutting interaction, though. We have a lot. We have a lot of interaction in this deck. Alright, we're not cutting the Blasphemous Act. We're not cutting this. I personally do not like Winds of Abandon. So Winds of Abandon's gone. Winds of Abandon, you're gone. I even forgot that it was too much. We had so many board wipes already. Winds of Abandon, you're gone. Aven Mind Sensor, you're in. Aven Mind Sensor, you're in. I like denying my opponent's ability to play Magic. We have 36 lands, 3 MDFCs. We're gonna cut a couple of the weaker lands here. I like Rogue's Passage. I like these. I think we just want to bump up the basics. I want to have 20 basic lands in the deck. Access Tunnel we'll take out. So that's 1. I want the Alpine in there. Ancient Amphitheater can go to... Wait, do we have any giants in the deck? We have 1 giant? That could actually work sometimes. That is actually worth... We'll take out a Guild Gates? We'll take out a Buried Rune? No, we'll take out a Guild Gate. Guild Gates. Gone. 2 giants. So we'll bounce that to 6. We'll bounce that to 7. I want to have a couple more. Sun Titan is giant too. Yeah, Ancient Amphitheater can actually enter the battlefield untapped sometimes. That's actually wild to me. Field of Ruin. I don't really like Field of Ruin. I like it with the Aven Mind Sensor, but I think Tectonic Edge is simply better. Lore Holds. Stone Quarry, I guess we'll take out. Stone Quarry and Windscarred. Stone Quarry. Windscarred. How many lands do we need to add? 3. So 8 mountain and 8 plains. I think that's actually fine. That's a fine number. All right, there it is. There it is. Whew. Whew. There it is, chat. I think we got there. I think this is the list. $150 Bell Borca. The win conditions are... Riverlark plus Karmic Guide plus Alter Dementia. We got Burgi. I don't remember how to spell God of Storytelling. Snow Cover Basics, only for one card. I don't know. I don't think it's worth spending the extra money on that. Grinning Ignis, and what was the last one? Outpost Siege. The last, I think there was another one that we had, another combo. Sun Titan / Karmic Guide plus Fiend Hunter plus Alter Dementia. I think those are all the combos. Voltorn is good sweeper because it's one-sided. Yeah. We have a ton of cards in exile. Meh. Oh. Exile cards from the top of your library until you exile an all-in card. You may cast it without... Our convert mana cost isn't that high. We're just going to give them a 6. We're just going for a 6, I guess. I don't think that's great. Like, we just pumped Borca to 6-5 or whatever. 6-4. 6-5. I don't think that's insane. Is there any other combos we added to the deck? I think these are it. Atlar. Altar Dementia. I think those are our wins. Yes, but if you reveal a 10, he still pumps. But we don't really have 10s. We don't really have 10s in the deck. Like, I think we cap out at 6. We have a Blasphemous Act and a Volcanic Salvo. That's it. Did you pick Elbow Siege over Impact Tremors for price reasons? Flexibility. I.e. pumping him. Yeah, I get that, but I just don't think... I don't think trying to maximize Borca's damage is fine. Oh, Jessica's Will, Underworld Breach? Yeah, sure, we'll count that. All right, that's it. We got there. I think the deck is pretty sweet. 36 lands, 3 MDCs. Might be a little bit low. You might want to have one more land in there. I'll test it out. So yeah, this is the deck. Deck building. Whoop. We'll put it in there. I'll add it into the thing afterwards. That's it, everybody. We got there. We finished a $150 Borca deck. I think it looks pretty sweet. And the next step in the grand plan is I'm going to be taking it to gameplay testing on Wednesday's stream. So if you come by on the Wednesday stream at 6 p.m. Eastern time, we're going to play 1 to 2 games of Commander with Borca as our commander. And it should be really sweet. I'm excited to see how this deck actually performs. I think overall it's going to be pretty control-y, pretty grindy. And hopefully it will get there. We'll see. We shall see. So thanks again to everybody for joining. Hope you have a good rest of your day/night. And I'll be back Wednesday. So thanks again for joining. And until next time, friends. See ya.